You finally had it.
I was up bright and early one morning to go pick somebody up. I said I would never get one of these again. I got a ram. Why? Because I love torture. I love to be hit in the back of the legs. This is a Shetland ram. He is not full size yet. He was born in April. His name is Hamish, in keeping with the Hunger Games theme here. That stomp from Finnick is a way of saying, I'm in charge here, okay? Finnick was acting very macho right here, but then he...
Oh, but you're so intimidating when you back up from him.
A couple days later, he was just part of the flock. The day I brought him home, I noticed Peppermint Patty by herself, and that is not normal. Unless they're about to have a baby. She actually kept looking behind her, so I thought maybe she had already had it. But I noticed she was in labor right then. And my suspicions were confirmed right here. We were actually out there pretty late that day, and she still hadn't had it. But she's pretty old, so we knew she'd be fine. And when we got there the next morning, here he was. Her two previous calves with us have both been black, so we were expecting to see a little black calf, and I was surprised to see this little longhorn looking calf. Peppermint Patty is part longhorn, we're not sure how much, and then of course Crockett, the dad, is 100% longhorn. So this little baby's name is Charlie, in keeping with the Charlie Brown theme, because he is not 100% longhorn, but he's 100% cutie. We have finally made it out of the hundreds, but still have no rain in the forecast. So we had to water again. Or so I thought. It's a miracle. I almost cried. Almost, but I didn't. The next day we got another little pop-up shower. 1/4 inch, baby. Oh yeah. It's just so beautiful. Depressing little update here. We have not made it out of the hundreds. So I didn't even care that it did this to the boys' shade. And you know what? I don't think they cared either, because it was only 93 that day. And when you've been in the hundreds that long, it feels like a blizzard. By the way, Lefty is completely fine now. He's over his diarrhea and being a little turd, as you can see right here.
Here's how it's going so far. Come on, boys. Get off. Boys. Oh my gosh.
This is as good as it's gonna get. I want to reiterate again. Measure twice, cut once, or dig once. And if you want some hand pain, this is a perfect way to do it. It is day 19 out of 23 for the Bobwhite quail. I took them out of their egg turners and put them on this little shelf liner for the cabinet. It's a good way to make it slip resistant and squishy so they have a nice place to lay on when they hatch. If they hatch. Because getting anything through the mail, even when it says fragile, you know how it's treated. Lily here is due very soon. We thought she was bred before and she wasn't. So this time she actually is showing signs that she's gonna have babies. She better. Like these babies here. It was more exciting when I went the other way. They were squealing and everything, and then I just tried to cheapen it by doing it again. They didn't fall for it. And this is why you need Idaho Pasture Pigs. Try doing this with another pig that isn't a pet, okay? Also, they taste delicious. Well, it took us 5 months instead of 4 like we thought, but we ran out of feed, so we had to make the trip up to Munster and get us 2 tons more. That conversation cracked me up. I don't know why. I needed it right then. Luckily, the cows were here. That's Strutter and Bonnie. To make sure that the feed was a quality feed. It's always something we need to make sure of. Houston and Violet had to come in as secondary opinions, but it all passed. Little update on Derek's kitchen. This is all waterproofing stuff for the tile. We went ahead and hired out for this because it would have taken us months to do this. And they fixed a lot of our mistakes, but they can't be blamed for the sheetrock being uneven in places. We're going to cover it all up though. It's okay. Derek's just cleaning off some of the grout residue, and then we got to seal it. Then it was time to paint the freaking ceiling. Boring. But we got 2 coats back to back, so it didn't take that long. They went ahead and sprayed a texture on the walls that weren't tiled to try to cover up some more of our mistakes from sheetrock. Alrighty, I said I would include some of the preserving from the Every Bit Counts challenge, so here we go. These are leftovers I preserved here. There's only the 2 of us, so usually I make half and then freeze the other half. And these are all vacuum sealed in a chamber vacuum sealer. If you want that information, I'll put it in the link below, but it's way better than the Food Saver one. I made butternut puree here, and right next to it is pizza sauce, so we can make our own pizzas. These are bell peppers I keep in these silicone bags, so I can just add it to an omelet or a casserole or whatever, already chopped. Those are from the garden. These are shallots from the garden. I did the same thing. I actually started a sourdough starter again, even though it takes a lot of flour to keep these going. But sourdough's so good. I just want to say we are not preppers or doomsday anything. This is a lot of stuff that came from our garden that I wanted to keep. And it's all handmade in these cans, so that's why we do it, and I like to do it. This is some peach butter. Our grocery store sometimes has a little older fruit that they sell for cheaper, so I made that. Tomato sauce, all the tomatoes from the garden, I saved them up and put them in the freezer till I needed to use them. The strawberries did amazing this year, so I made, I think, 2 batches of strawberry jam. This is the last of the elk Derek got 2 seasons ago, so I needed to preserve it not in the freezer. This is some tomato paste. I was excited to make that. Anything we use, lots of tomato products. I made salsa and it did not turn out very good, but hopefully I can use it in something else. This was a first time try. It's tomato soup, clearly, with my own basil in there too. I tried to make baked beans. This is the second recipe I've tried that was not good. Hopefully we can just throw it in a soup or something, I don't know. Same thing with the plum jam. The grocery store was selling a bag of plums that were going bad. This year I tried to focus on any canned goods that we would buy from the grocery store. This is homesteading. We make our own stuff, okay? Now we don't have to go to the grocery store, except for when we do. I don't have a dairy cow, so I gotta get dairy from the grocery store. I also have spaghetti squash here. If you like what you saw, feel free to subscribe. I've released videos every other Sunday, and you can keep watching us grow our farm. Have a good one.